Hello! Words you need для нормально общающихся, то есть level B2. And if your English is B2 level, then you should be able to understand me without much difficulty when I speak like this. So, hopefully you will be able to understand everything, but if anything is unclear, please ask in the comments and I will try to answer your questions. All right, let's get started. Our first word in this lesson is number 401 because this is level 9. If you want to watch the first 8 lessons, you can find links below the video. This is lesson 9. We're starting from word number 401. Let's go! Он отступил в сторону, чтобы пропустить меня. He stepped aside to let me past. В сторону, aside. Now, more often than not, we use this word in phrasal verbs. So let's have a look. Which verbs are often used before aside? There's a phrase to set aside. I try to set aside some money every month. Это складывать деньги. Set aside some money. Put aside is the same idea, but usually we say set aside. You can also say, he pushed me aside. Толкал меня в сторону. They were cast aside. What? Sometimes I use this голосовой ввод текста, voice typing, and it doesn't work. Let's try again. They were cast aside. There, that's better. Cast aside. Заброшенные в сторону. Aside. Okay, next word. Этот материал не гнется. It's a verb. How do you say гнется in English? This material doesn't bend. Bend. Гнется. Remember, when we have nd in English, we hold the n. Bend. Bend. Long n before a d. Колесо погнуто. The wheel is bent. Because the verb bend, like the verb send, is bend, bent, вторая форма, bent, третья форма. It's bent. And here you can hear clearly the difference between n before a d, which is long, bend, and n before a t, which is short, bent. Bend, bent, bend, long one, bent, short one. And поворот. Не останавливайтесь на повороте can also be the bend. Do not stop on the bend. And there's also the adjective bendy. Let's just have a look at some nouns that are often used with bendy. You can talk about a bendy straw. Straw is oh, I've forgotten the word. It's for drinking from a cup. It's not. It can be saloma, but not in this context. I mean, trubочка. That's it. Trubочка. A bendy straw. Bendy. We also talk about bendy buses. They're those buses which are really long and they bend in the middle. Bendy buses. So bend, bendy. Next one. Она работает в сфере торговли. She works in... Не включили голосовой ввод текста. She works in commerce. So, торговля can be commerce. She works in commerce. And there's also the adjective commercial. It's a commercial bank. Commerce, commercial. The next one. Он совершил преступление. Совершил. He committed a crime. He committed a crime. Now, I'm interested to see which words often come after commit. So we go commit, collocates, and we have a look which nouns often come after commit. So the most common is commit suicide. That's samoubийство. Commit crimes, commit murder, commit fraud, commit sin, commit adultery. That's измена в браке. So as you can see, the most common words after commit are crimes, bad things that you can do. But it's not the only one, because if we put commit to, then we get some other things. For example, committed to the relationship, or committed to the project, or committed to peace. And that means предана. And our example here, она предана своей семье. She is committed to her family. She's committed. And there's also the noun commitment. Она доказала свою преданность компании. She proved her commitment to the company. So, commit. Two meanings. One is about crimes. The other one is about преданность. Next word. Когда я был подростком, я каждый день писал в своем дневнике. Дневник. When I was a teenager, I wrote in my diary every day. Diary. You can say diary, diary, or diary. It doesn't matter. Diary or diary. Diary or diary. We also sometimes use the word diary to talk about our schedule. Расписание. I'll check my diary. That's not about дневник. That's about my расписание, my diary. Next word. Why is this in level 3? I don't know. У меня есть двуязычный словарь. I have a bilingual dictionary. Dictionary. There we go. It shouldn't be in this level. Next word. Взорвался бак с горячей водой. Взорвался, the verb. The hot water tank exploded. So, взорвался, exploded. Make it long, okay? Exploded. The x at the beginning is short, okay? That's short, but then did. Exploded. Lots of s, lots of l, lots of w. Exploded. 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 It exploded. Я услышал взрыв. Взрыв is an explosion. I heard an explosion. I heard an explosion. And the adjective это вещество взрывоопасно. This substance is explosive. Now this is interesting. Explosion, we have a lot of w because the zh at the end, it's a voiced zh. Explosion. But the adjective explosive, we have a clipped w. Explosive. Before the unvoiced глухой s. So explosion, lots of w. Explosion, but explosive. Explosive. Next. Мой учитель английского был добр, но тверд. a word beginning with f. My English teacher was kind, but firm. Firm. It's a double sound. Remember, the sound is pronounced with lips forward, mouth open, and the middle of the tongue pushed towards the top teeth. Это не form. It's firm. Like that. Firm. Kind, but firm. And what other things can be firm? Let's have a quick look. Firm. And then a noun. Let's see. I'm a firm believer. That means I have strong beliefs if I'm a firm believer. A firm grip. So grip is when you squeeze something. So it's a firm grip when you hold tight. Firm grip. A firm commitment. So we talked about commitment already. Преданность. Firm commitment. Твердое. Крепкое. Firm ground. Firm ground. Твердая земля. And the adverb firmly. Они решительно выступают против любых изменений. They are firmly opposed to any kind of change. Not just opposed, but firmly opposed. Решительно, твердо, firmly. Next. Я вижу свое отражение в бассейне. Отражение. I can see my reflection in the pool. Reflection. L, a long L. Reflection, but then a short E before the unvoiced K. Reflection. Reflection. Lots of F actually as well. Reflection. 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 My reflection in the pool. And горы отражаются в озере. The mountains are reflected in the lake. So reflect, отражать, отражаться. And the next word, this is the last word in the first part of the lesson. Не ругайся в присутствии детей. Не ругайся, не материться. This could also be не материться. Don't swear in front of the children. And матерные слова are swear words. Swear words. Матерные слова. Swear. Swear words. Don't swear. Не ругайся, не матерись. Don't swear. But it's not the only meaning of swear. Because swear also means покляться. Он поклялся защищать меня. Обещал, поклялся. He swore to protect me. Because it's an irregular verb. Swear, swore, sworn. Because it includes wear, wore, worn. If you think about it. Wear, wore, worn. Носить. Swear, swore, sworn. Покляться. Или материться. And получается, you can say, I swear that I didn't swear. Like, я клянусь, что не матерился. I swear that I didn't swear. He swore that he hadn't sworn. Поклялся, что не матерился. Swear, swore, sworn. And, oops. That's the 10th word. So now's the time to press pause. And you can take a short break. It's a good idea to repeat the sentences. try using voice typing to see if your device understands you. It's a great way to practice pronunciation. And if you have full access to the course on hopkinsenglish.com, then there are different tasks you can do to help you remember these words. All right, so there are some things for you to do. Then come back and we'll do the next part of the lesson. Okay, part 2, number 411. Моя собака иногда гоняется за овцами. Гоняется. My dog sometimes chases sheep. Гоняться to chase. Remember, English ch is more like Russian sh than Russian ch. So it's not chases, it's chases. Nice soft ch. Chases sheep. It sometimes chases sheep. And also the sh in sheep is also like a soft sh. So when we say sheep, try to pronounce it something like that. Sheep. But with a little pause there. Sheep. 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 Soft sh. Chase sheep. Chase sheep. Sometimes chases sheep. And погоня продолжалась более 3 часов. The noun. The chase went on for more than 3 hours. So, гонять, погоня, chase. The next one. Мой тренер по гимнастике очень строгий. Trainer. There is a word trainer. My personal trainer. But that's only for the person who works in the gym. В зале. For sports, we usually use a different word. Coach. My gymnastics coach is very strict. Now let's have a little look. What other nouns often come before coach? So here we have gymnastics coach. Number 1, a football coach. A basketball coach. A life coach. Now in Russian I know that the word coach is also used for this. Coaching is life coaching. You can have a soccer coach. That's because Americans call football soccer. So, coach is trainer. Coach, a coach. And the verb is to coach. Ее тренирует бывшая олимпийская чемпионка. She is coached by a former Olympic champion. So what do coaches do? Coaches coach. Now that's not the only meaning of the word coach. Because в автобусе было очень жарко. You can also say it was very hot on the coach. But that's not any автобус. A coach is заказной автобус. So a regular bus in the city is not a coach. A coach is заказной автобус. It's a special kind of bus. A coach. And coach is also the word we use in England to talk about вагоны поезда. So, I'm in the first class coach. Or, I'm in the restaurant coach. So, 2 meanings of coach. And just a bit of pronunciation practice. There's a couch in the coach. Couch, that's divan. Coach, wagon. There's a couch in the coach. Couch, coach, couch, couch. With a smile, couch. Coach. Just open your mouth. Coach. Cow, co. Cow, co. Couch, coach. Okay, the next one. Офицер приказал своим людям наступать. Приказал. The officer commanded his men to advance. He gave the command. So, приказ, it can be an order, it can be a command. They're basically synonyms. Give an order, give a command. Next one. Если мы будем сотрудничать, то сможем достичь большего. Сотрудничать. If we cooperate, we will be able to achieve more. So, to cooperate. Don't forget the w. It's k. It's k. Cooperate. Like that. Cooperate. Cooperate. Co-op. Co-op. Cooperate. And we can even make the w a bit longer. Cooperate. Cooperate. We will be able to achieve more. And the noun сотрудничество. Cooperation is the key to our success. Cooperation. Here the stress is on the cooperate. Fourth syllable. Cooperation. Co-op, 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 cooperation. But don't forget the w. It's important. Cooperation. Cooperation. The key to our success. Next. Дети были очень несговорчивы. The children were very uncooperative. Try again. The children were very uncooperative. So, they were cooperative means they did what they were told. They were uncooperative. They didn't do what they were told. So it's kind of like послушный, непослушный. Cooperative. Next one. Моя мотивация снижается. My motivation is decreasing. I think everybody knows the word increasing. Maybe not everybody knows the opposite is decreasing. But motivation is decreasing. And you can also talk about a decrease. There was a significant decrease in the population. Стало значительно меньше. A significant decrease. Next. Мне нравится народная музыка. Народная музыка is I like folk music. Don't pronounce the L. It's not pronounced. Folk rhymes with coke or woke or poke. Folk. And there is a w in this word. F, w, k. Folk. But the w is clipped because of the k, the unvoiced k at the end. Folk. Folk. Make the f longer. Folk. F, folk. Folk. Folk music. I like folk music. Actually, in America as well, for люди, they quite often just use the word folks. Folks. They're nice folks. Like nice people. Nice folks. Next. В Европе вопрос миграции является очень спорным. How could we say вопрос in this context? It's not a question. In Europe, the issue of migration is very controversial. So, вопрос, an issue. It's an issue. Это вот, да, важный вопрос. It's an important issue. I wonder what other adjectives are often used before issue. This is an important word. You need to know it. The most common one is important issue, but you can also say it's a real issue. Вот это да, настоящий вопрос вот в наше время. It's a big issue. It's a major issue at the moment. It's a political issue. Политический вопрос. So, issue. Another one. It's a serious issue. Yeah, serious. And issue is also a verb. Мой паспорт был выдан в 2019 году. My passport was issued in 2019. Issued. The stress is on the it, but the it is clipped before the unvoiced sh. So you get an issued. Issued. Try not to use your full voice, because before unvoiced consonants we don't usually use our full voice for vowels. So not ish, but ish, issued. Issued. Next one. Мы потеряли все наше имущество во время пожара. We lost all our possessions in the fire. Possessions. We lost everything that we possessed. So this is quite a strange word because the double S is pronounced Z. Possessed. Possessed. Everything that we possessed, all our possessions. Possessions. Next one. В вопросе приняли участие 1000 человек. Опрос. 1000 people took part in the survey. So, опрос is a survey. 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 Long sound. Survey. And the last word in this part of the lesson. Наша команда практически непобедима. Maybe you want to say practically, практически, but use this word instead. Our team is virtually unbeatable. So, virtual has the meaning virtuальный, like виртуальная реальность is virtual reality. But we also use the word virtually to mean практически. And I think you'll see this here if I write virtually followed by adjectives. Yeah. It's virtually impossible. Практически невозможно. They're virtually identical. What? Try again. They are virtually identical. Практически одинаковые. He was virtually unknown. Про него практически никто не знал. They are virtually non-existent. Практически не существует. So, if you want to use the word практически, but in English, try to say virtually. Virtually, you'll sound more sophisticated. Don't use simple language when you can use sophisticated language. Virtually. And just remember, the TU is pronounced ch. Virtually. Virtually. Okay, that's another set of 10. Press pause. Take a break. But also review the words, especially if there were some new words for you. And then come back and I'll talk about another set of 10 words. Let's move on. Let's proceed. Она была очень оживлена на встрече. Оживлена. She was very animated at the meeting. Now, maybe you know the word animated from animation, which is films. Анимационные фильмы. But animated means, lots of movement, lots of life in her face. She was very animated at the meeting. The next one. Спасибо вам за вашу помощь. Thank you for your assistance. Did you hear the connected speech there? Your assistance, because assistant begins with a vowel and the first syllable is not stressed. And in this situation, we virtually always use connected speech. Your assistant. And помощник руководителя is usually a personal assistant. There is a word, a helper, but helper, it's much less official, I would say. It's a more informal word. So to give help to somebody, to be a helper, that's quite informal, whereas to give assistance, that's formal. To be an assistant is formal. It's a job. So being a helper, that's not really a job, but being an assistant, that is a job because it's a formal word. Assistants, assist. And it all comes from the verb, of course, to assist. Could you, if you want to ask a formal question, could you possibly assist me in this matter? В этом вопросе вы можете мне предоставить помощь? Assist me. Next one. Стены сделаны из бетона. What's beton? It's concrete. The walls are made of concrete. The stress is on the first syllable. Concrete. Now you need to open your mouth. Concrete. And it's interesting because here we have a n-k in the middle of the word, like that. Conk. Just like when we say sink or thank or I don't know, chunk, we pronounce the unk like that with the tip of our tongue down. Concrete, concrete, concrete. So it's not concrete, it's concrete, 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 concrete. You can pronounce the whole word like this: concrete, 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 made of concrete. Obviously, in Russian, there's an adjective конкретный. Вот что-то конкретно. Something concrete, maybe, but we more often use the word specific to translate Russian конкретный. Вот что-то конкретное, something specific, something particular, not usually something concrete. Concrete is бетон. Next. Наши ежемесячные расходы возросли. Расходы. Our monthly expenses have gone up. Of course, everybody knows the adjective expensive, дорогой, but expensive comes from the word expense. Our expenses, наши расходы. Expenses. Try to do a long s in this word. Expenses. Expenses. Lots of s. Expenses have gone up. Spent. Expenses. The next word, I like this word. Твои волосы сегодня выглядят великолепно. Конечно, it could be your hair looks great today, but different word. Your hair looks gorgeous today. And if you want to say it with emotion, this is your chance to do a long vowel sound. Gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, we can make it long because it's a double o vowel. Gorgeous. It's gorgeous. Gorgeous. Gorgeous hair. I wonder what else can be gorgeous. Let's find some more examples, just because I want to repeat this phrase lots of times with lots of emotion. So, gorgeous. It's a gorgeous day. Прямо вот такой хороший, красивейший день. She's a gorgeous woman. I'd say красивейшая женщина. She's got gorgeous hair. Yeah, красивейшие волосы. Gorgeous. Oh, gorgeous. Okay, the next one. Она серебряная призерка Олимпийских игр. She is an Olympic silver medalist. Medalist, one word. She is a medalist. That's better. A medalist. Long medal, medal. The stress is on the first syllable. Medal, not medal, but medal. Medalist. Remember, it's a very stretchy sound. Medalist. Medalist. The next one. Я не могу продеть нитку в эту иголку. Иголка. What's иголка in English? I cannot get the thread through this needle. Иголка is a needle. Remember, before a voiced consonant, d, we have more y. Needle. 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 I might even say we go straight to the y. Needle. Needle. Or I could write it like this as well. Just one long и краткое. Needle. Needle. Through this needle. Needle, needle, needle. Okay, and the next one. Она была освобождена из тюрьмы на прошлой неделе. Освободить, the verb is to release. She was released from prison last week. Remember that after an unvoiced sound, ed is pronounced t. So we say released. We don't write it like that. We write released, but we say released at the end. Released from prison. Released. Released. She was released from prison last week. But released is not only used for освободить. Actually, освободить человека is release, but only if I am the authorities. So the authorities released the prisoner, or the kidnappers released the hostage. That's about заложники. I think заложники is the right word. I will just check. Похитители опустили заложника. Yeah, the kidnappers released the hostage, but the soldiers freed the hostage. Освободили. They came and they освободили. Не то, что отпустили, а освободили. They freed the hostage, or the army liberated the town. So that's освободить город. They liberated the town. So освободить can be release, выпустить, отпустить. It can be to free, and it can be to liberate. But if we are talking about an iPhone, следующий фон видит в следующем месяце, the word is release. The next iPhone will be released next month. Release. Next word. Обычно я ношу с собой запасной телефон. A useful word that means запасной. Spare. I usually carry a spare phone. Spare. And let's have a look at some other nouns that we often use with spare. So you can talk about spare time. Свободное время. I don't have much spare time at the moment. У меня мало свободного времени. You can buy spare parts from that shop. So spare parts is запчасти. Запчасти, spare parts. We have a spare room. Spare room is, it's nobody's bedroom. It's like a room for guests. A spare room. A spare room. Spare bedroom. That's the same. do you have any spare change? That's about монеты. Sometimes beggars, попрошайки, beggars, they ask for spare change. They say, excuse me, sir, have you got any spare change? Have you got any spare change? Can you spare any change? And actually, spare is not only an adjective, it's also a verb. В данный момент у меня нет лишних денег. I can't spare any money at the moment. And to spare can also be like to let someone go. So you can say the prisoners were spared. They didn't punish them, they were spared. They let them go. So that's another meaning of spare. But the most important one is this one, запасной. And the last word in this section. Теперь мы в беде. Беда, I think you know this word. I'm a bit surprised that we've only just got to it. Now we are in trouble. By the way, I'm not surprised because somebody else made the list. I made the list. But I made the list quite a long time ago. And so I don't always remember exactly where every word was in the list. So here we are. Trouble. With беде, we're in trouble. Please remember, when we pronounce TR, we usually say ch, trouble, ch, trouble, trouble. Or you could say it's ch as well. Ch, rubble, trouble, trouble, sh. Quite a lot of sh in this word. Если мне трудно что-то делать, you can say I had trouble understanding her. I had trouble, мне было трудно понять ее. I had trouble understanding her. And trouble is also a verb. Я не хотел вас беспокоить. I didn't mean to trouble you. And there's also the adjective troubling. Мы получили тревожные сообщения с линии фронта. We've received troubling reports from the front line. So something that troubles is troubling. I think here we'll see things like news. Let's have a look. Troubling questions will be тревожные вопросы, I guess, которые вызывают тревогу. Troubling questions. Yes, it's a troubling trend. So, for example, the increase in suicides is a troubling trend. Вызывает тревогу. There are troubling signs that the ice is melting. Troubling, troubling. That's another set of 10. So, press pause. Take a break. Maybe get a drink. I hope that you're repeating a lot of phrases, and if you're doing that, then maybe you need a drink, a bit like me. And then come back. We'll talk about the next set. Let's move on. Number 431. В гонке приняли участие профессионалы и любители. Любители, in English, is amateurs. Professionals and amateurs took part in the race. Americans say amateurs. So they say ch, amateurs. In British English, amateurs. Amateurs. Любители, любительский спорт is amateur sport. I took part in an amateur competition. So a competition for amateurs, для любителей. The next one. Подлинность документа была подтверждена экспертами. Подлинность. The document's authenticity was confirmed by experts. So, there's the adjective authentic, but in Russian there's also autentичный, autentичность, but authenticity can also be подлинность. I missed the apostrophe, documents, authenticity. Next one. Не мешай мне, когда я работаю. Don't disturb me when I'm working. There's also the word bother. Don't bother me. Don't disturb me. Don't interrupt me. Although that's more like не перебивай. So different ways to talk about мешать. Мне это мешает. Не мешает, it doesn't bother me. It doesn't disturb me. There's also an adjective, disturbing. У меня есть несколько тревожных новостей. I have some disturbing news. I would say that we use the word disturbing, the adjective, a bit differently to disturb. Disturb is just, мешать. But disturbing, прямо вот тревожное. Because if it's disturbing, это как будто мешает мою душу. Disturbing. Next word. Я пробовал нырять с аквалангом в Красном море. Нырять с аквалангом? На самом деле это же называется diving. I tried scuba diving in the Red Sea. So that's the first meaning of diving, going deep under the water. And this sentence, во время нашего первого погружения мы увидели двух скатов мант. We saw two manta rays on our first dive. So, погружение в воду is a dive. And actually, we also use this word for погружение в тему. We say, let's do a deep dive into this topic. Погружение в какую-то тему. Dive. But dive is also just нырять в воду. Она разделась и нырнула в воду. She stripped off and dived into the water. So diving is scuba diving, с аквалангом, but also jumping into the water. There's also an Olympic sport, diving, when they jump with lots of somersaults and spins and crazy things. Diving. There's also skydiving. That's прыжка с парашютом. Diving, so different things. The next one. Я обменял 300 евро. Обменял. I exchanged 300 euros. Обменять is to exchange. When you pronounce change, remember, it's a sh, change, and try to pronounce a lot of и краткое y before the voiced n. Exchanged 300 euros. You can also exchange other things or people. Был произведен обмен 50 пленными. $50 prisoners were exchanged. Were exchanged. And here we have connected speech. Were exchanged. Were exchanged. Because exchanged begins with the vowel and the first syllable is not stressed. Were exchanged. Were exchanged. Next one. Они провели совместную пресс-конференцию. Совместную. They held a joint press conference. A joint. Let's have a look what other words often come after joint. Joint followed by a noun. Let's see. It was a joint venture. I don't know how to translate that venture actually into Russian. I'll just check. A joint venture. Предприятие. Совместное предприятие. It's to do with business. A joint venture. Let's do this new business project. A venture is a kind of business project. So a joint venture would be two people come together to start a new business. A joint venture. You can also talk about a joint statement, where, I don't know, two organizations, for example, the Finnish Foreign Ministry and the Swedish Foreign Ministry put out a joint statement, joint together. There's another one here though, look. Joint pain. That's not совместная боль, that's about суставы. Because, for example, my elbow is a joint. My knee is a joint, where the bones join together. Joints. Okay, the next one. Фильм мне понравился, но за сюжетом было трудно уследить. Сюжет фильма is the plot. I liked the film, but the plot was hard to follow. Plot. We've got a short o before the unvoiced t, a long l. Plot. The plot was hard to follow. Сюжет. That's not the only meaning of plot. Plot is also участок земли. Я купил участок земли за городом. I've bought a plot of land outside the city. It's a nice plot. So plot, сюжет and участок. English is strange. The next one. Мои родители редко хвалят меня. My parents rarely praise me. Praise. Хвалить is to praise. Lots of y. Praise. Because we have a voiced z at the end. Praise. Rarely praise me. Ее новая книга была высоко оценена, похвалена критиками. Her new book was praised by critics. Praise. Next one. Это ваша подпись? Is that your signature? So, подписать is to sign. To sign. The noun is signature. So in sign, we don't pronounce the G, but in signature, we do. Signature. Put your signature here. And the last word in this set of 10. Я получил эту информацию из надежного источника. Источник is a source. I got this information from a reliable source. Now, source is not only источник информации, it can also be источник реки. The source of the river is in these mountains. The source. The source. But more often than not, when we talk about sources, we're talking about источники. And let's look at some adjectives that often come before source. It's open source software. Open source software means that anybody can edit it, can develop it. It's a major source of energy. Крупный, главный, важный, major source. This is our main source of fresh water. This is our only source of protein. That's белок, source. So source, источник. Pronunciation, source. Sauce. 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 It's a double sound. Sauce. Sauce. Okay, press pause, take a little break, review all the words, then come back and we'll do the last part of the lesson together. Alright, part 5. Врач наблюдал за аварией и оказал первую помощь пострадавшим. Первая помощь is first aid. A doctor saw the accident and provided first aid to the casualties. So when we speak about помощь, there are actually 3 words. There's help, there's assistance, and there's aid. You can use any of them. We most often talk about aid when we talk about official support to suffering people. So very often we talk about charities providing aid to different countries. Let's have a look at what kinds of aid we often discuss, we often talk about. So, financial. The Americans offered financial aid to the Ethiopian government, for example. So, financial aid, financial assistance. I feel like aid, it's more like a gift than assistance, perhaps, something like that. And we also talk about the foreign aid budget. So that's the amount that, say, the British government spends giving money to poor countries. That's foreign aid. A lot was spent on humanitarian aid. Гуманитарная помощь. So that's another way to say помощь is aid. The next one. Китайская культура мне совершенно чужда. Если чужда, you can say Chinese culture is completely alien to me. This word alien, the stress is on the first syllable. It's alien. So lots of y because it's the stressed syllable. It needs to be longer. Alien. It's alien to me. Aliens also means инопланетяне. Мне нравятся фильмы об инопланетянах. I like films about aliens. But it's not only инопланетяне, it can also just mean чужой. For example, in the Sting song, I'm an alien, I'm a legal alien, I'm an Englishman in New York. So, I'm an alien in New York. Я здесь чужой. Чужой, как инопланетянин. An alien. An alien. Next one. Этот цветок очень нежный. But here, нежный, в плане, it can break very easily. This flower is very delicate. It's delicate. If you say it's about a person, she's very delicate, it often means that she's sensitive, and the child is delicate. The child can get upset very easily. What else is off? What else can be delicate? Let's have a quick look. Ah, yeah. It's a delicate balance. So the balance can easily be broken if it's delicate. I guess this is not нежный, it's something else, isn't it? But a delicate balance that can easily be broken. This is a delicate situation. So the situation at the moment, everything's okay, but it's delicate, you know? Everything can go wrong very quickly. Delicate. It's a delicate matter. The same idea. You can very easily cause offense, create a problem. Be careful. It's a delicate matter. Also, he has delicate skin, which means things can go wrong with the skin very easily. Delicate. Okay, the next one. Мне нужно покрасить забор. Забор is the fence. I need to paint the fence. Fence, it's a long f, and then it's a short n before the s sound at the end. Fence, fence. I need to paint the fence. You might have a wooden fence, a metal fence, a wire fence, or even a barbed wire fence. And that is, I'll check that, it's a useful phrase if we're talking about fences. Barbed wire is колючая проволока. So, barbed wire, колючая проволока. The next one. Этот огонек мигает. Мигает. That light is flashing. Мигает. It's flashing. Flash, flash, flash. Really short at in this word. Flat, flat. Pronounce the fl in the at position. That means smiling, mouth open, fla, fla, flash, 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 flashing. Really short ah. Flashing, flashing, flashing. Я увидел вспышку. I saw a flash. Lots of f, lots of l, lots of sh, not a lot of a. Flash, flash. The next word. Я очень раздражаюсь, когда мой компьютер не работает. I get very frustrated when my computer doesn't work. I get frustrated. I get annoyed. And если хороший способ избавиться от раздражения, there's the noun frustration. It's a good way to release frustration. Frustration. Remember, s t r is s t sh. Stration. Stration. Frustration. There's quite a lot of s. Frustration. Next one. Сработала сигнализация. This is a strange phrasal verb. The alarm went off. Если работает сигнализация, the alarm is going off. That means it's going off. Very strange meaning. Because usually it seems like it's on because it's making a noise. But when the alarm is on, that means it's ready. The alarm's on. It's ready, it's ready, it's ready. Oop! Somebody set off the alarm. The alarm is going off. Interestingly, it also works for будильник. So here, instead of сигнализация, we could have когда сработал будильник, когда зазвенел. When did the alarm go off? So if you want to talk about alarms, you need to remember this phrasal verb. Go off. The next one. Авария произошла на крупном перекрестке. Перекресток. The accident happened at a major junction. In America, they often use the word intersection. And there's also the word crossroad. So перекресток can be a junction, an intersection, or a crossroad. Next. Я стараюсь не баловать своих детей. баловать детей. I'm trying not to spoil my kids. I don't want to spoil them. This is not the main meaning of spoil. The most frequently used meaning of spoil is испортить. Погода испортила мою вечеринку. The weather spoiled my party. It spoiled my party. Here we have y before l, so we get an extra syllable. Spoiled. Spoiled. It spoiled my party. So a spoiled child, you can also, the idea is that ребенок испорчен. Избалован, испорчен, a spoiled child. It spoiled my party. Sometimes when it's an adjective, we use spoilt instead of spoiled. So let's have a quick look here. Spoilt child, we get 10 hits. Spoiled child, we get 145 hits. But actually the most common phrase is, that boy is a spoiled brat. Little brat. A brat is an unpleasant child. A horrible child is a brat. So the word spoilt, it still exists, but nowadays spoiled is used a lot more. Interestingly here, you can also see spoiled food, spoiled milk, spoiled meat, spoiled fish. Not boiled. Spoiled. And in this context, it means просроченное. Уже нельзя есть spoiled milk. Bleh. Прокис. Spoiled. Right, the next one is the last one, the last word. Этот вопрос требует срочного внимания. Срочный. This matter requires urgent attention. Это срочно. It's urgent. This word is used a lot. Let's have a look at some other things that can be urgent. For example, he is in urgent need of assistance. He really needs help. I have an urgent message. I guess that's срочное сообщение. We must take urgent action. Срочные действия. Срочно, urgent. There's also the verb to urge somebody. So его сторонники призывали его бежать быстрее. Come on, faster, faster, faster. Come on, come on. Go, go, go. That's to urge. His supporters urged him to run faster. My teachers urged me to try harder. For example, my parents urged me to break up with my boyfriend. If they don't like the boyfriend, please do it, please do it. You should do it. Urge. And an urge, the noun urge, is a very strong желание. Я подавал сильное желание остановиться. I resisted the urge to stop. So an urge sounds kind of strange. An urge is a very strong desire. A strong desire. An urge to stop. That's it. That's 50 words. Well done. You've made it to the end of the lesson. Please do click like if you've enjoyed the lesson. But you've already done the main thing. You've watched to the end, which is great. If you want to practice the words more and you don't have access to the full course yet, then please do think about getting full access. You can do a trial lesson on hopkinsenglish.com, and if you like it, then you can buy access to the full course. So think about that. Anyway, that's all. Thanks for watching, and hopefully See you soon.